Okay,
First one was unpopular opinion. I did not like the Stranger Things ending.
I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. People have been vocal.
Hello and welcome to The Book Drop, Omaha Public Library's podcast about books, our community, and the joy of reading. I'm Maggie Peterson. I'm the Outreach Manager for Omaha Public Library. And I'm joined as always by
Amy Ballard, the Partnerships Manager for Omaha Public Library. (2026), here we come.
Whether you're ready or not, the new year has happened. Some of us are still coming back on board.
I know.
After this is always the weirdest week of the year for me because it's like, what do I do with my hands? Where am I going? This has been like our first time in the studio in like a month.
It is.
We had some time off.
Yeah, it feels like a long time. And also, I can't believe when December was happening, I was like, wait a minute, it's December. And then now I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 2026.
Yeah. But January's always the slowest month of the year for me.
For you?
January's 87 days long.
February is 87 days for me.
Really?
Yeah. It's my birthday month, too.
Wait, when's your birthday?
February 4th.
His birthday's February 5th. Oh my God.
We're twins.
So much of this is making sense for me now. There's so many things. You guys are Aquariuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so you got it. Okay. So now you know how to handle it.
Yeah. I love this for us, though, because there's a lot of things Kyle does that I realize now that you do. And there's a lot of things that Randy does that I think I also do. But I think Randy and I is more of the ADHD alliance.
Oh, yeah.
Hold our fists in the air.
It's true.
When's Randy's birthday?
He, October 1st.
Okay.
Libra.
No, dang, I was going to be like, is he a Cancer like me? That would just be the end.
No.
Be way too much.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
So what did you spend your time doing in your time
just
off?
A lot of eating, merriment.
Nice.
Having
nice.
libations
Tight.
here and there. And a lot of time with friends.
Yeah.
And of course, my husband. It was really fun.
Yeah.
I love all that. I love it. But I also love a routine. So I'm actually happy to be back into like my regular work routine and not be merrymenting every single night.
I genuinely am too. It's like I look forward to that time, but then I kind of almost have anxiety getting back into it's like, oh, what's going to happen? What's it going to be? But then I get here and it's like, oh, that's right. I love my job. This is great. This is an awesome place.
But you know what? I love a new year. I got a new bullet journal. I have new year.
You pulled a card that was starting.
I know.
We were talking about that off mic.
Tarot read, and I do new activations. I do all that stuff. So I love a fresh start.
Yeah. I like to prep for that.
Yeah. So my theme card of the year for tarot is the Tower. So...
Listeners, the card she showed me that she pulled was a large tower and a woman being either jumping or being flung off of the tower.
She's heading down.
And you're going to Spain here in a few months, and I told you to please avoid towers.
I will.
And you were like, will you catch me? And I'm like, no, I won't be there. No. Don't jump up towers.
So it'll be an
Don't go up them.
But think about it. It tracks. So, tower is dismantling old structures. So, think about, even our workplace.
Yes.
We're leaving lab and we're heading to a new structure.
Yeah.
So that's... I could take it as one of the markers for the tower.
Beautiful new Central Library coming
can't wait.
April 19th.
So excited.
I am too.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be around natural light again.
We'll be able to see storms.
I can tell now when it's snowing and not be ambushed.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Just
I
what
asked
happens
somebody.
now.
I was heating up my tea earlier, and I asked somebody that was in there, I said, do you know if it's raining? She's like, I don't know.
We live in a void here. It's so strange.
It is true. Yeah. Oh. So glad to be back here with you. Yeah.
Well, I spent my time with my husband and children and blah, blah, blah. Super fun. But you know what was the most important thing about the season? The reason for the season? The ending of Stranger Things. Are you familiar? Have you listened to the good gospel of Stranger Things?
Have not.
Okay.
And we will watch it because we've watched all the seasons up until now.
I would love for you to watch it. Okay, so you have seen other seasons. You're just not caught up. Okay. I was just going to say for Gen X stuff, it just feels like you would have tracked for memories at least a little bit.
Very much. And so we just haven't gotten it into our watching schedule. Yeah. But I did see an interesting post this morning about it.
Oh my God.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, if I have in my mind, I think what the post. Let me ask this: the post vibe, was it positive or negative? Oh no,
it was two of them from the same person.
It required two.
The first one was unpopular opinion. I did not like the Stranger Things ending.
I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. People have been vocal.
Second post, I don't care if it's petty. Canceled Netflix because the Stranger Things finale was so bad.
Wow.
She's mad.
Don't blame Netflix for the Duffer Brothers.
So I am. Have you seen it?
It's controversial. Okay, so here's the thing. I get what the other side is saying. I personally was satisfied by the finale, but I have to ask you: have you heard of anything about Conformity Gate?
No.
Okay. Now, when we record this episode, I put this in our show doc because this was the thing that was supposed to happen yesterday, and the internet was ablaze with the idea of Conformity Gate. So fans, deep fans, were analyzing episodes and had decided that there were secret messages hidden within the last season, that there was a surprise actual final episode that was going to come out on January 7th.
Okay.
They called it Conformity Gate because there was a theme in the last season in that Vecna, the villain that comes later in the series, that he can basically enter other people's minds. He can change their memories, and he can change perception. And that people were pointing out there were little bits in the episodes of like basically continuity errors. That there would be one point that they would go to like change a dial and the dial part was gray, and they go back to do it and now it's red. And that there was another part where it's like, even one of the characters points out that says, no, this circle, this center of this merry-go-round is supposed to be yellow and now it's gray. And like that was their sign that it's like Vecna's in my mind. Like this isn't real. Like I'm being controlled. But that dial thing, nobody brought it up. So that was supposed to be like people were saying like, no, the whole episode is fake. That whole last episode is fake because he's actually in Mike's mind and he's like controlled all these memories, and we're actually going to get this new episode on January 7th. And so January 7th specifically because people were doing, it was also very adjacent to a lot of Taylor Swift things.
I know, Easter eggs.
Taylor Swift loves an Easter egg, and I love that about her. But she also, people were saying they were being clowned for one of her, like the Taylor versions, because she didn't have the rights to her songs, so she was re-recording all of her albums. Sure. There was one particular album that people were just convinced was about to be released, that was about to drop, and people kept picking up all these Easter eggs. Anyway, people have been comparing the Stranger Things fans to like, oh, now you know what Taylor Swift stands feel, because then we...
Right.
And Amy, did a new episode drop yesterday?
I have no idea. Did it?
It did not.
Okay. Dang.
But it reminded me, people then were pushing back, the people who were either completely satisfied or just like, take the loss and move on. We're saying
canceled Netflix.
We're saying, just write fan fiction and move on. Like if you don't like the ending, write a new ending. Yeah. And then there were just people making TikToks and other social medias of like, oh, see, this is why you don't have like 2 or 3 years between seasons, because fans will write a better episode than you.
Right.
Because they're going to sit there and pull all these little threads out on like all these little bits that they can see.
Yeah.
So this is the era we live in. People are very connected. And also, if they don't like the ending, they're going to...
And I have, speaking of continuity, I am challenged with continuity when the seasons are so far apart.
Yes, it takes a long time to catch up.
Yeah. That's why I often... I mean, I didn't do this with Stranger Things, but like, I'd rather have the entire thing drop and then watch it from start to finish.
Just do the whole thing. Yeah. I agree. There's just... I mean, think of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
My husband was much better than I was at remembering characters. It just happened that last season.
You are very good at it.
I think it was just a lot of... He's also much better with things like a lot of like heavy fantasy. He really likes Lord of the Rings. Uh-huh. He remembers all of these like characters, because that happened. We were watching Game of Thrones, and that last season would be like, oh my gosh, it's blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know who that was. Like, no, do you remember he and Arya did that? Then blah, blah, blah. And like, when a whole thing, I'm like, I actually don't remember that happening at all. But apparently he was on an entire half a season. Yeah. But that was 8 years ago. Right. I don't remember that.
Right.
And we didn't bring that guy up since. Anyway, that was my whole thing, is I thought it could go either way, that we would come on and I would talk about disappointed people on the internet, or I could be like, oh my gosh, the fans were right, and there was a secret 9th episode to kick off 2025.
Somebody would drop us a line and let I want to know your feelings about Stranger Things.
Please tell me your feelings about Stranger. I do want to hear them. I am deep in the lore. I'm just in the discourse.
Yeah.
I'm like a little witch or like a mean little mouse hiding out in the corner.
Maggie
I'm not going to participate. I'm just going to sit back here and I'm just going to listen.
True.
And I'm going to absorb.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
Should we do, when I think about a new year, I like to think about like all the amazing things from last year. And let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it. We had such a good year last year for the podcast.
Such a good year. Surprising.
Yeah.
Expected guests and some unexpected guests, which I loved, and I can't wait to see what this year brings. I think we have some good things cooked up. But I also loved the element of surprise, which I would say we had a few of those. A couple of them, at least.
Well, and I think when I think of last year, what I liked about it is some of those episodes that we loved and some of the moments we loved were planned, very intentional. That it's like we sought it out, we wanted this to happen, and so we like planned around it. And some of those were just kind of the joy of being open to whatever. Yeah. Like some guests actually reaching out to us to be like, "Hey, can I come hang out with you?" And we're like, "Oh my God, yes, please."
Let's start with that one. Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
So who was that first guest?
That is the amazing Tracy Thomas from the Stacks podcast.
Yes.
Who
we thought was a fake email when they reached out, remember?
Because we get a lot of cold emails of like, hey guys, we heard the podcast. Did you know that on Apple Podcasts, if you type in 478, you can...
I know.
It's just like, it's nonsense. But this one... it was actually her booker.
I think so.
Yeah, and he just had reached out and been like, hey, and like reference something specifically from the podcast and like show that he'd actually listened to it. It was like, I think Tracy would be a good fit. And boy, was she.
She was. That was a delightful conversation.
She was so great. Yeah. And she was really rolling with the punches because we had to reschedule her first recording because of the fires.
I know. I feel like that was like a million years ago, but that was last year.
What a gal.
Now it's my job, like it's like my job is to read, not only for the podcast, but also to know what's coming, to like be able to, I write a column every month. I am on NPR every month. I have a Substack where I talk about books. I have my Instagram. So it's like, I can't not read. Like I can't, I pretty much can't read less than 100 books, even if I wanted to, simply because it's really just 2 books a week. And like with the number of books that come out and the way that like this space I have shaped this space and the space has shaped me, I become a person who recommends books.
Right.
And like, if I've only read 5 books that came out in the year, people would be like, okay, babe, like, what are you doing? I'm here for you to tell me what's good.
Right.
Which I appreciate. Though this year I have a reading goal to read more classics, but more specifically, I want to read more living legend.
She is. I subscribe to her Substack, and I am so grateful that her booker and that we met her and that she reached out and we had such a great conversation.
Yeah. I have loved this. Has happened twice now, but Brian.
Oh, I love Brian. Brian O'Malley.
Oh my God.
Dean of a Metro Community College Culinary Institute.
Here's what I will actually share that I think is meaningful. No matter what your source, if you look for these 2 things in the recipe itself, you can be pretty certain that the person gives a shit about you. Oh, can I say that?
Yes, you can.
We get one.
I forget. That the person writing it has cared about having it turn out effectively. So the first thing is that if you just scan to see that all the ingredients are used in the instructions in the order in which they're listed in the ingredients. Like if you see that, you're in great shape, that they're all used and used in the order they get listed. And the second is that at no point does time stand alone as an indicator of doneness. Any recipe I look at, right? You can any recipe from any source you want, TikTok or a 100-year-old published book that people adore. If they tell you that you're supposed to do something for 3 minutes, throw it away.
Right.
Right? If they say you're going to do this thing, right, that you're going to beat the cream for 4 minutes and have this result, it's a recipe that they didn't care about whether or not it would turn out for you. because that's not a measure of whether or not a thing is done, right? That if it says that you beat it until this is what it looks like,
right,
smells like, tastes like, feels like, and it might take about 3 minutes, fine. But if the critical step of the recipe uses time alone as the indicator of doneness, I don't use that recipe as a source.
Oh.
So
you've blown my mind on how I'm approaching this. Absolutely.
I actually just saw Brian last night.
Oh.
Yeah, I was there sitting on a panel for to talk about restaurant history. So delightful. I feel like every time I'm in Brian's presence, I hear this little nugget of a story that's about Omaha and the food, and I absolutely love it. So here's the other thing, Maggie, and I'm going to ask you. I didn't know what a Thunderbird salad is.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I could tell you specifically what's in it, but I can tell you I've grown up eating them and I enjoy them thoroughly.
I had my first one last night.
Oh, did you like it?
I did.
Okay.
Iceberg lettuce, blue cheese.
Yeah. It's Thunderbird dressing.
Thunderbird dressing, which is secret.
And see, that I didn't realize.
Yeah. And it was invented at Happy Hollow Club.
Oh, okay.
I think I have that right.
I've had it at Field Club because my parents go to Field Club.
Yeah.
So I'll have it there while I'm sitting by the pool.
I hope I'm right.
All sunburned. But weirdly enough, my very first job was at a frozen custard restaurant, which is not open anymore. Actually, it was really close to here at 84th and Center. I think it's it's a bank.
Oh.
It's a dialysis clinic. I don't know. It's something.
One of the three.
We, for a moment in time, had a Thunderbird salad. I was 15 and I was slamming Thunderbird salads in between my shifts.
So a little samples of food they had last night after the panel because it was about hotels and clubs. It was Thunderbird salad, Reuben's, of course, because, and Butterbrickle ice cream, which I've never had.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm
That's okay.
a Butterbrickle.
Yeah, you tried it.
I tried it.
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
Yeah.
So,
Amazing.
But we will have, I already asked Brian last night, I said, would you, of course, we would love to have you on for this year's James Beard Conversations.
Yes.
And folks, if you don't know what James Beard is, does a media awards part of their award season. So they nominate books, podcasts, other kind of shows, TV shows. So it's really fun to be in a room with Brian and have conversation around that and what he's excited about for the food scene and for his culinary students.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say, people might be familiar with the James Beard Award for the actual chefs and the restaurants, which we're very lucky in Omaha. We've had several nominees before, but they also do this. It's a yes and. They also have these amazing media awards, which are fun to look through.
Yeah.
Tell me about when you talked to the artists.
That was fun.
For this new Central Library.
So many great conversations. So we have 16 artists coming in who are creating art and actually currently being installed at Central Library. We're so very excited about that.
I think libraries have that as part of their charge to remember things, to keep them in spaces that are safe.
Not just this particular piece, but my work represents, that's a good book. I need to pay attention. That's a good book. Let me spend some time with it. Let me spend some time in front of it.
I always hope that a viewer completes my art piece in a way. I do part of it and I make it and it goes out into the world, but it's not done until someone consumes it.
I was thinking about the word communication and community having the same root word. And even though we all have different circumstances, we all go through the same things. We go through happiness, sadness, hardship, elation, all the things. So I like the idea, not necessarily legacy, I don't want to go there, but I like the idea of me being dead and gone and somebody walks by and they see something I drew and it connects.
That's been my favorite thing about this so far. I absolutely want to take and make good, beautiful pictures, but I love that I'm meeting all these amazing people. And I love hearing their stories and connecting with them and learning more about their community and what they do and what makes them happy every day.
So the piece I'm making is inspired by the children's literature collection and also just the years I spent with my son looking at books at the library.
I think a lot of my art is about trying to look deeper into a book for what you can't see and the point of reusing it or reusing books and that type of thing where it's kind of considered not sacrilegious, but it's considered weird to cut up a book, and I understand why. But a lot of times books kind of outlive their usage or their popularity, or they're damaged, and I think it's important to try and reuse them for other stuff when we can.
Well, I've had so many people come up to me and say the same thing, like, that's exactly what happened to me. I learned how to knit at the library. I learned this at the library. And it's so exciting to hear so many other people have these like identical experiences of finding this sense of community at the library and a space where people can just share what they're excited about and what they're passionate about.
You know, storytelling is really important. Like a community's connection to their stories is really important. Like stories help us shape our understanding of ourselves and each other. And it actually helps create continuity between generations and across our differences. And I think art and a library can work in tandem to strengthen this connection between us and our stories.
I have this gift, and this gift has allowed me to do a lot of things with connections with people. And it's just not me working. I mean, this is a gift. And with that gift, you're obligated to share it and show it.
I'm curious to see how it guides people through and maybe stops them in their tracks and makes them think about something. And I think it'll invite space for like pondering and just a space of respite. I think it's important. Libraries are certainly really important for that purpose. It's just a space to be.
And that knowledge that works of art were available to the public to handle and to see and to learn from in their primary source without being explained, without needing a curator. You could just see them with your eyes and look at them as the person who painted that map looked at them, not behind glass. Was a really powerful and sort of formative experience for me as an artist.
The library is a very unique place in that it is a place where you can be, and you can be in public, and you can do your thing, whatever that is, without there being a financial exchange. You do not have to pay to exist in a library.
I like wonder is the word that always comes up. I want it to spark wonder and curiosity. And on that note too, I mean, that's very much what libraries do. Libraries are spaces that a person goes to if they're curious about a thing.
Well, you know, art is a story in itself. You know, like you look at every kind of painting or sculpture and they all have a different narrative. You know, they're all trying to tell something just like a book does.
I think in the library, my hope is that somebody will walk in the door and they'll look up and they'll be like, oh, that's so cool. Like, that's enough for me.
What I love about talking to each of the artists is to hear their story of how they started creating and why they chose to apply to be one of the central artists, and how they connect it back to sort of their library or reading book stories. And all of it was just beautiful. Every single conversation I loved. I think about it often. Yeah. And it had to be a 2-part conversation, which was fun.
I know.
So one was that, and the first part was like learning more about their craft and like what they were excited to create. And the second part was like what they recommend, which, you know, I always love. I want to hear about what books excite them. Yes. What inspire them. And
honestly, anybody. I want to hear anybody's book picks, whether you think you're an expert or you think you have like quote unquote good taste. Like, I want to hear everybody's book picks.
I know. And it also gave me a chance to actually, I mean, I know a lot of the artists, but some of them I didn't know very well or have ever met. So it gave me a chance to learn more about who they are, because we will be connected with them more once we open with Central, with probably programming and events and all kinds of really
it's going to really pull the space together. To pull a line from my favorite movie, The Big Lebowski, it's really going to pull the room together.
It sure
all
is.
Of these other pieces. The rug. The rug is really going to
It's one
really
of my
going to pull that room
movies,
together.
by the way.
Is it?
100%.
Yeah. That's my family movie.
Okay.
Kyle brought the DVD to the hospital when I had Teddy, and we watched in the DVD player.
It's
and
the best.
One of the nurses came in and said, "Oh, I don't think I've seen anyone ever use that DVD player for anything except for watching that Shaken Baby thing we make everybody watch." Did you know that?
I think you told
Before
me
you
about
leave
that,
the hospital, you have to watch a DVD about why you should not shake a baby.
I swear.
We also watched The Big Lebowski on it.
Yeah.
So there's that.
So the next one is near where you grew up.
What a moment in time for me, going to the Magic House.
He built this as a theater. Yeah. And then he lives upstairs with his wife. And that's pretty much what he did. So he performed in this area. Original fireplace and, the woodwork and the floors and all of that. Original. And sometimes he'd perform at that end, sometimes he'd perform at this end, but his shows would be 4 hours long.
Wow.
This is pre-TV. But
our attention spans were different.
but it would always start at about midnight because his audiences would be primarily the vaudeville magicians that were coming through and their staff and their crew. David Abbott was a banker by trade. This was his avocation. He was a performer, but more than that, he was an inventor.
It was actually wild to find it because it was one of those, it had been on my radar, obviously, like forever ago, because we talked about that I had listened to a podcast episode forever ago and realized it was just doors down from my parents' house. And then to actually go and see the inside and learn more about the inhabitants that had been there and how they formatted the house for like their own needs. It's extremely cool.
It's very
I think one of the coolest things happening in Omaha right now.
I know, I agree. I think they're doing wonderful things. I love that.
And my Nana stole flowers from that yard and got in trouble.
Yeah.
Nana.
Love it.
She's so naughty.
Oh, another one of my favorites. News literacy.
Oh, with Matt Wynn.
Yep.
Yes.
That was such a delightful.
That was early last season.
So
that was like one of our
early.
first episodes,
It
I
really
think, last
was.
season.
The point of the reporting is to learn. Not to know and then prove what you know. That ain't it. That's something else. And you can tell that. I don't know how. I don't know if it's like who is that justice with pornography? I know it when I see it.
That's one of my
Hopefully it's
favorite
not
phrases.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can see that sense of like discovery of learning. You can find the questions that they ask. You can see a genuine curiosity and empathy with what they're trying to cover.
Mm-hmm.
I think versus just a promotional, you can just kind of feel it, sense it.
Yeah.
That's not useful at all.
It feels very librarian-like. Like you coming in there with I'm learning about this and trying to hold this neutral space as much as possible in order to get my information of what I'm reporting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've known Matt for a long time, but I think it was the first time I ever was in a bigger conversation with him. And he is just brilliant. And I feel like Omaha and Nebraska is so lucky to have him.
Yes,
and Flatwater
absolutely.
Free Press.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I feel like anytime I'm seeing a really interesting news story on like Facebook or any of these places and I click on it, I realize it's Flatwater.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, of course.
I know.
They're doing the good
it's
stuff.
True.
Yeah.
They're doing bold stuff. In fact, Matt recently reached out. He's like, hey, do you want to dork out with me? I have an idea. And I was like, yes,
Always.
100%.
I don't turn off the dork. Yeah.
I will dork anytime.
I love that.
I know. I love it.
Something that's going to be coming up for us later when they have this prepped, but when we talked about all of the top circulating titles from the year
love
before, which is
that.
wild to think of. It's 2024 was the year that we talked about, and now
Yep.
it's 2026.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'll be curious because I know a lot of those top circulating titles are already coming out, and I'll be curious to see what we have.
Yeah.
And to see if it aligns with, at least locally, because Bookworm just put out their top circulating titles.
That's always interesting to see. Yeah.
So I love it. Because it could be very, obviously, a lot of them will match what's happening nationally, but also it could be something interesting that happened in either Omaha or Nebraska.
Right, like a regional thing. I do like comparing us to other cities, especially like kind of peer cities. Which is like our closest one? Teresa, oh my God, I can't even think of her job title. But she basically like knows all of our like statistics, data and status stuff. I think it was Milwaukee is like our closest peer city.
I think you're
for
right.
population and like a whole bunch of other stuff. So I feel like that's the one I always compare us to. I'm like, what is Milwaukee doing?
I know.
What did Milwaukee do? I actually love Milwaukee. It's a really fun place. I have to tell you this one.
Yeah.
This was one of my favorite ones to drag you through.
I know.
And it is coming up. Tis the season is coming again. Beyond Bridgerton.
It is?
A romance deep dive.
It's still happening?
Oh, no. Yeah, the new season of Bridgerton is coming. I am more excited about this one than the last one. I know we talked about that, about how I was disappointed, much like the people of Stranger Things. Yes. I was disappointed by the last season of Bridgerton. I am excited about this new season.
It better hold up. Or Maggie's gonna be mad.
I've got a good feeling about it.
Good.
I think we're going to be good. But I did make you talk about a lot of romance that time with our friend Elizabeth, who works in the library and is also a romance ed.
Elizabeth, do you have a favorite subgenre within the period romance?
Absolutely. My absolute favorite is the enemies to lovers trope in romance.
Good trope.
Which is also, Pride and Prejudice definitely falls into that as well. My absolute favorite romances generally are that trope.
Okay.
So something like Love Hypothesis, which I just love.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
You too? I adore. I adore the Love Hypothesis. I'm not saying it's a perfect book. It is filled with tropes, and I think for some people, tropes, they think like, that's lazy. But I'm like, no, I know what I'm looking for, and it's giving it, and I'm like, that's what I want.
You know exactly what you want, and it's going to give it to you, and you're going to just enjoy it and be happy.
I really need to read a romance book. Is that one of our challenges, by the way?
I feel like it is. Oh, right there.
Yeah. We
got one right there. Okay.
I know. So, folks, if you haven't picked up your new 2026 Reading Challenge notebook, they are available at the branches. So, very excited about that. And
this year, I love the book itself is bilingual.
Yes.
In other years, we've had an English and a Spanish version, and this year it is both.
Yeah.
So you only have to worry about having one.
And I love the first one, which is read a book to boost your happiness.
I know, and we're going to have a special guest for that one.
Yeah.
The person who actually submitted it, which is really fun.
I know. That'll be fun.
I know. I can't wait to harass so many of our coworkers and be like, why did you do this?
I know.
Tell me more.
I know.
Who are you?
Love it.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
So very excited about that. And speaking of reading challenge, read a book with a one-word title.
Oh, that was, I think, one of the ones that really tripped us up, but then we had a really fun time that episode.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We fought with Willa Cather. She's mine. No, she's mine.
We did.
No, and we came together and said, you get this one, and I could talk about these obscure titles.
Yes, exactly. We figured it out.
I know. I love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, how about when it was another reading challenge? It was read an author's debut book.
I love that one too, because I think sometimes I'm surprised. I'm like, I'm surprised because I think that they may at that point have they've published so many books and have been around a while that when I read their debut book and I'm like, oh, that was really great coming out of the gate.
Yeah. Well, that was the one that I learned that Anne Rice's debut book was Interview with the Vampire.
I know, such a great
Interview
book.
Interview with the Vampire or a Vampire? The Vampire? I could Google it, but I realize I do this, and I'm like, that's not actually the title.
I get confused with the articles.
I'm going to look it up.
I think it's with a...
Let's see.
Well, hold on. We'll find out. Interview
with the Vampire.
Interview the Vampire.
Her debut book. I was floored by that. I'm like, she started there?
I know.
What is happening?
So many of our books.
So many people are so blessed. Lucky to just have these brains that are just, wow.
Well,
wow.
Just imagine, I don't know how long it took her to craft that particular piece, but I wonder if somebody maybe is like, I have the story and I'm like, here it is in 1 year, or they could be working on it for 10, 15 years.
It's true. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Did you have any real life moments when someone talked to you about the podcast out and about? Tell me.
Well, I shouldn't forget this because he is a fan and he's often remarked like, oh, I really like that podcast. I'm like, thanks for listening. I get so like, what? I get like almost surprised.
Yeah.
But I have a good friend who listens to the podcast. And when we had Jess on, who is our genealogy and local history librarian, who came in to talk about... What was the theme of the episode?
Oh, it was one of the family history. Was it family history?
It was
month?
family history month.
Okay,
and she had picked up a book. She was wanting to read more about sort of the culinary heritage of Nebraska, like pierogies and bierox. And I can't remember the book, but I know I have it on my TBR. And if your TBR is as big as mine, it's like hundreds, if not up to 1,000. But he was like, I heard that episode. I checked out the book, and do you want to come over? He invited my husband and I to come over to eat pierogies, homemade pierogies.
Well, anytime anybody wants to invite you over to have pierogies, my goodness.
And I was like, that is amazing. What a cool story.
Yeah. Mine was at Dundee Days. I was working the OPL booth, and I was handing out prizes, and somebody was like, "You're on the podcast." And I was like, What? And they're like, "Yeah, you're Maggie. You're on the podcast." I'm like, "I don't know what to do with my hands right now. What's going on?"
I know.
Oh, God.
It's like... We know we're on the podcast, but we're somebody says something to us, we're like, who are you talking to?
You heard that? How did you hear about that?
We're just talking to ourselves.
What do you mean? Yeah.
It's true.
And that was my moment. I will be cooler in the future if anybody does that, but I was decidedly the least cool I've ever been in my life when that happened. I really didn't know what to do.
I know.
Thank you, whoever that was. I can't remember.
I know. Oh, it was fun. It was a really delightful year of great conversation, great guests, and I'm so excited about this year.
One more thing I have to plug.
Please.
I don't know if you have one of favorite listener responses or staff responses when we've had the queries.
We've had so many, but
it's hard to
Yeah. But I always love our staff responses.
Yes.
I think those are really fun. And then I think we have a few LinkedIn and Facebook
Yes. We have some frequent responders that
So thank you for always responding.
Please keep giving that feedback. I have to plug fan favorite David Dick, who used to be on the podcast and enthusiastically responds to literally every query I put out there. Or if I had a random of like, I don't know, I just need input on this thing. David Dick is always my number one. He's going to give me the weirdest answer, and I'm here for it. I love it.
I love it.
I love his aura, love his vibe.
That's so awesome.
Thanks, David, if you're listening.
Oh.
Well, to kind of bring it to a close, should we kind of just bring it back to, what our podcast is at its heart, which is about connecting with ideas, stories, and library resources that help strengthen our community.
It's true. I love that.
Do you want to plug a couple books real quick before we end?
So, this is the first time I'm like, well, I can't wait to see it. I don't know what it looks like, but I'm definitely interested in it because of the title. And
I should say our approach for this this episode is we are kind of looking into 2026. So these are all titles that may not be published yet, but it's things we're looking forward to for this year.
And we probably don't even have in our catalog, so we'll add it.
That was mine. Yep.
At some point. I don't know how we're going to do the bibliolist, but we'll figure that out.
We'll figure it out.
All right.
Tell me about your picks.
Well, okay, first of all, I want to talk about my theme, what my reading theme year is.
Oh, okay.
So
it feels very organized.
I know. Well, last year didn't work out so well. I feel like I got too confused because I was trying to theme it with like, okay, these are reading challenge picks. I'm going to read all the Omaha Read nominations. And then I think there was another, I wouldn't call it homework, but it was a little bit of help. We have homework.
Yep.
I don't mind being assigned to read books.
Yeah.
That is fine. I get to pick the book, even if we have to read a book in a certain theme.
Right.
Like
an author,
challenge.
A theme, a genre.
Reading challenge is a delightful homework assignment for me.
But I think it's the way that you kind of expand your horizons a little bit. It's like you have to do this part, but you get to pick the other one.
Yeah. So I think I got too confused with that. On Top Shelf might have been another one because I want to track Top Shelf is. So I had all three of those, and I decided to smoosh that all into one.
Good for you.
Yeah. So I think what I called it is...
Oh, is that a new notebook?
Oh, look at this.
Do you do a brand new one every year?
Yeah, because I actually go through... I had one page left.
Oh, look at you. You are very, very thorough with your notebooks. I will say that.
This.
Yeah.
I know. So my themes, so I do like books to read in 2026. So book drop or reading challenge, all in one thing. Like it's both. Because sometimes we have our own book drop themes.
Yeah.
The second one, which is inspired from last year picks is craft. And I don't know what that means yet.
Okay.
Food is a third. Fourth is spirit, meaning like anything with tarot or maybe it's astrology. There's a astrocartography book that is that I put in for requests that I can't wait to read. And always I include wild card.
Okay.
So if I read a romance, that's where it'll go.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I looked up in the reading challenge notebook. It is challenge number 9, read a love story. Read a love story, though. So that can't be romance, but love story to me can mean any kind of love. That could be, you could fit romance into there, but I like that one of just, love is love.
So in the spirit, see how I did that? I picked selections that fall under my food theme.
All right, hit me.
So the first book is called Miso, From Japanese Classics to Everyday Umami by Bonnie Chung. So that's coming out in January. Okay. And I probably should have read a little bit more about the description, but the title alone, I was like, yep, I want to know more.
Well, I'm in because miso can be used for so many. I end up buying miso to make miso soup occasionally. Yeah. But then I know there's like miso cookies. There's like miso can be used in so many other
applications. And it's also good for you.
Will you please? Okay, that's why I do the miso soup. It's like it's supposed to be good for your gut health. Yep. Will you please report back to me and let me know all the things that I can make with the miso? Because I frequently will have to toss the container before it's gone. Right. Because it just goes bad.
It shouldn't go bad.
Oh, maybe I'm just being too aggressive. Kyle's the one that's eating food out of the fridge and goes, should I eat this? And I go, no, I'm just about to throw that away. And then he'll eat it. And then an hour later, we'll be sitting on the couch and he'll say, no one in particular, I hope I don't get sick. And I'm like, shouldn't be eating that food. No. I'm much more aggressive about throwing my stuff out if I think it's bad.
Miso's fine, but I will
Is it like honey that it's like a really hard to make it? Oh.
It's fermented. Basically, beans.
Didn't even think about it from that way. Yeah. So it would be much more forgiving.
And my husband and I buy a specific brand of miso that I swear that I found somewhere in a grocery store in Omaha, but neither one of us have a memory of where.
Is it in a paste or a?
It is. Okay. And it comes in. It's in a jar. And it's really, really, really delicious. Okay. And we've had some in the fridge for like 2 or 3 years. So it's totally, and he was like, we need to get back into that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll send you a link.
I would love to.
Yeah.
That sounds great. What else you got?
My second one is A Feather and a Fork, 125 intertribal dishes from an indigenous food warrior by Crystal Wapepa.
I would say yes.
Okay. I hope that's right. So a little just description of this book is Eat with the Seasons.
Excuse me, I'm seeing when this comes out because I'm going to try to put a hold on it.
I feel when you are like adding it to your like to-be reads, I feel like I won. They're my secret little wins, Maggie.
Listeners, if you ever look at the clips and you see me pulling out my phone every single time, it's because I have seen something on the dock and I'm like, well, getting that on my holds list before we say it out loud and somebody else gets ahead of me.
Thank you for the win today, Maggie. So the description of that book was like, Eat with the Seasons, cure your disconnection with the land, and cook colorful, delicious food rooted in the oldest traditions, including Three Sisters veggie bowls, sweet blue cornbread with huckleberry compote, indigenous popcorn balls with edible flowers, strawberry sumac salad with maple sage vinaigrette, bison roast with chokeberry, rub smoked salmon dip with red chilies, and chips, acorn muffins, and much more. I mean,
I just love that entire. Well, the recipes sound great, but I also love that description of just eating with the seasons, cured the disconnection with the land, colorful.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm so into that.
And I love I love seeing more cookbooks about this because Sean Sherman has been out there and he just wrote a book in 2025 called Island Food of Traditions of the Indigenous Peoples of North America. And he's such a great, amazing chef. And he's somebody I've had on my TBRs to read. And I do know about, he's amazing. So that's one. Yeah.
It looks like it comes out March 17th.
Yeah.
It is not in pre-order yet, but we'll send it to our collection development department to put it in there. I also have to point out, I'm on the book page on Amazon, and guess who wrote the foreword?
Sean Sherman.
Tommy Orange.
Oh! Tommy
Orange, we're big fans of, who came into one of our library fundraisers a couple years ago and was one of the coolest people I think I've ever been in a room with.
100% one of my favorite talks I've ever been to by an author.
He got dropped off at the venue in a vehicle, and then when it was time to go, he was like, like, I'm good. I'm just going to walk back. I'm from Oakland. And like walked off into the night with a backpack. I was like, Tommy Orange.
No, he's great.
You are much cooler than
Love
me.
his books. Also highly recommend all his books. Yeah.
Amazing.
And then my last one, again, food, is one of our loves, my husband and I, is Jacques Pepin.
I love saying Jacques Pepin. Kyle and I say that in the house all the time. We'll just walk around saying Jacques Pepin.
And it is a rewrite of his classic. It's the Complete Techniques 50th Anniversary Edition, a culinary masterclass from the legendary teacher of over 600 techniques, 1,000 photographs, and 160 recipes by, say the name,
Jacques Pepin.
Thank you. So I actually have that original version of that book, and I remember that we picked it up at a thrift store, or maybe it was the Friends of the Omaha Public Library book sale. Pretty sure it could have come from there because they have an amazing selection of used cookbooks for sale. Plug.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember Brian O'Malley remarking to me, because one of the things I asked him a long time ago was like what some of his favorite books, and that was it, because he says that the edition he has is basically the spine is broken, pages are coming out, because it is one of the best ways to actually learn how to cook. It is very, very good.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. And if you all, like, my husband loves his videos, but they're so great. So Jacques Pepin has a Facebook page where he does all these little videos of, like, let's make whatever he's making. And they're simple, and it makes you think, like, oh my gosh, I could totally cook like this amazing French chef, just like Jacques.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think a French chef would be so accessible, but he is so
very accessible.
Yeah,
he's
loved
so
to show in his
fun.
PBS.
He's a
I think
treasure. Yes,
he really is.
He really is a treasure.
Lovely person.
And he's adorable. And he also used to, did you know that he used to work at Howard Johnson's?
No.
Hojo, baby.
I love that.
I know. He got it. One of his
He's a
starts
man
was
of the
that-
people.
He is the man of the people.
Love it.
Yep. So that's the last one that I'm very excited to read over
exciting.
2026. Yeah.
So when I set about to find my 2026,
And one of them I totally want to read.
I bet I can guess which one it is.
I see your very first pick.
So I was like, okay, so I have to just, I started looking at like Book Riot and Library Journal and other places of just talking about like, what are the books, like on the buzz list for all of that? And I got overwhelmed. There were so many.
Yeah.
So I started just to kind of narrow it down by authors that I knew I loved, that it's like, I know for sure I'm going to get on the holds list for that one. So it starts with one that I think you're going to read, Maggie O'Farrell's newest
100%.
book, which is called Land. It's going to come out in June 2026. So my description for it takes place in Ireland, post the Great Hunger. It's a father and son working in the Ordnance Survey, which was a big project that happened in England where they were trying to literally map, all of the land masses that they owned and were a part of. And so this was Tomas, who was the father, and then his son Liam, who's 10. Tomas has an unsettling encounter, which causes Daniel Liam to have to take over the work. I describe as there's persistent ghosts, ancient woodlands, and haunted land and history, which you have to think of just post-famine Ireland is just riddled with. So I love Maggie O'Farrell anyway. I know she's going to, whatever she does with this book is probably going to be so beautiful. I'm going to cry.
I feel like we should read it together.
I would love to do that.
If it goes with a reading challenge.
Yes,
That
we'll
would
find
be.
one that fits in there.
Yeah.
Second book, and this one actually comes out quite soon, so you can actually get on the holds list for this one, and that is Vigil by George Saunders. It comes out January 27th. George Saunders also wrote Lincoln in the Bardo, which is one of my favorite books.
Have not.
You got to do the audiobook.
You tell me that, and I will. That
So-
might be my second fiction book that I've listened to.
So there's like literally 300 separate actors in the Lincoln in the Bardo audiobook.
But you can do it, right?
It's
My brain
so
can handle it?
Yes. Yes. And I actually think the 300 voices, because some of them it's like, it's a ghost. They literally say one line, but they made sure that that was an independent person and not somebody doing multiple
Love it.
voices. And so it feels very real that it's like, you were in a cemetery surrounded by ghosts.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was his first book, Lincoln in the Bardo, which was beautiful. So he's really known for epic cast of characters. In Vigil, a spirit guide is tasked with ushering an unrepentant capitalist CEO into the afterlife. so much of the book is looking back at his choices and things that he's done. So you can look at it as maybe like It's a Wonderful Life, except he's dead. He's like for sure not going to come back and be able to change Bedford Falls. So I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, Lincoln Lombardo's audiobook was amazing. Had tons of voice actors. I'm hoping the same for this one. In the reviews I was reading, it said there is a very large cast of characters again. So I'm like, I bet that audiobook's going to be good. Last one is the one I am the most excited for because she is my favorite currently working, like, publishing author, and that is Emily St. John Mendel, who wrote Station 11, Glass Hotel, Sea of Tranquility, which 3 of my all-time favorite books, and as a trilogy, reading them together. So she's got a new book coming out in September 2026 called Exit Party. I'll read anything by her. She is sci-fi, she's literary fiction, she's speculative fiction. Everything she writes is grounded in authenticity and humanity. I love her prose. I love how she writes. So this takes place at a party in 2031 to celebrate the declaration of the Republic of California during a new civil war that's happening. So something happens that fractures Ari's sense of reality, who's at the party. It haunts her years later as she lives in Paris. And I can't wait. Can't wait to be disturbed.
Fiction?
I know. Is it
prediction?
Or is she a time traveler and just kind of knows some things? I don't know. And maybe that's why everything she writes hits me so much harder.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very excited.
This is going to be so much fun. Yeah. So we're also in the new year doing our query a little bit differently. Yes. We are going to ask a query each month. It'll be the same question that we ask, and then at the end of the month, we're going to read all of the answers that we get. So it gives people a little bit more time if they want to think about it, or if they get to the query a little bit later, because some people kind of listen to like a couple episodes at a time. And we already kind of answered this, but what's at the top of your TBR for 2026? What books are you excited about reading?
So you have a whole month to figure that out. Yeah. Because I think that
we want to know it. We want to get on the wait list.
Or if you don't know what book it is, what is your reading theme?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Spirit.
I didn't tell you this. Just reminded. It's like, so I say, what are you wanting to read so we can get on those TBR lists? I don't know if I told you at this or you knew that this happened during all the crazy holiday stuff. I was still here in the office like randomly for a day, like that I would like pop in, and I came in on one of those random days, and I had a copy of a big beautiful life, the Emily Henry book that I'm like number 150 on, waiting, that was just sitting on my desk from Carl at the Bookworm.
Oh my God.
They had a damaged out copy that they couldn't do anything with, and he ran it over for me. And I was like, I sent him an email like, Carl, this is the most wonderful thing that has ever happened to me. And I'm so excited.
Carl.
We
love you.
I canceled my hold spot, so somebody else got to move up there.
It
was so lovely.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Aww.
Happy New Year, Amy.
Happy New Year, Maggie.
Can't wait to do the thing with you.
I know. Thanks.
Next week will be a episode dedicated to the reading challenge. So
yes,
come party with us and talk about our first challenge of the year, which is read a book about happiness.
Every book, resource, or thing that we mentioned that we can link to on the internet can be found in list form in our episode description. So if you missed something we talked about, check out that list.
The Book Drop is produced by Omaha Public Library. Our theme music is Trapped in Amber, courtesy of the band Lucid Fugue. Don't forget to subscribe to The Book Drop on your favorite podcast app and like and follow Omaha Public Library on social media.